guys, it's Vicky, and today I'm here with another Flicks and Lit video for you, and today I'm going to be talking about the Netflix adaptation of Gerald's Game by Stephen King. So Gerald's Game tells the story of a married couple, Jesse and Gerald, who are middle-aged and decide to go to their lake house where they typically vacation. It's a very secluded area, and they go up there with the intention of having a relaxing weekend, but also they want to kind of spice up their marriage a little bit. Things have gotten a little stale and they've hit a little bit of a wall in the romance department, so they're trying to, you know, spicing things up. So Gerald brings some handcuffs, and as they're about to get intimate, he handcuffs Jesse to the bed, and then he has a heart attack and dies on the floor. And Jesse is basically chained to the bed, handcuffed to the bed, in the middle of nowhere. There's nobody around, so it's not like she can scream and somebody will come and help her. And so the entire story is her trying to figure out how she's gonna get out of this situation, and quickly. So what I really liked about the book Gerald's Game was the psychology of it all, because the entire story is Jessie stuck on this bed in this bedroom, and she is trying to figure out how to get out of this situation. And in doing that, she is having conversations and talking to various versions of herself, or various sort of versions of people that she has known throughout her life. And in having these conversations, she is figuring out what to do. And also, she is living through this very traumatic, crazy, scary experience, and is also at the same time revisiting a traumatic experience from her childhood. And you kind of see how that experience sort of helps her along the way as well. So it was very interesting to see all of that going on in the story. So I have to say that the film adaptation, first of all, let's talk about the cast. I really liked the cast. If you're a fan of The Haunting of Hill House, which is on Netflix, there are 3, I believe, cast members from that show in Gerald's Game. We have the main character, Jessie, is played by Carla Gugino, I believe is how you say her last name, I apologize. Tom, who is Jessie's father, so you kind of see him in flashbacks in the movie and in the story, but Tom is played by Henry Thomas, who's also in The Haunting of Hill House. And then lastly, we have Sally, who is Jessie's mother, and you see her in flashbacks, was played by Kate Siegel. So we have those characters, and then obviously the entire film is directed by Mike Flanagan, who directed The Haunting of Hill House. So it was kind of cool to see them all together. I think Gerald's Game actually came out before The Haunting of Hill House, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyways, I thought all of those actors played the characters very well. I should also mention that even though this actor was not in The Haunting of Hill House, Gerald, the actor that played Gerald, is named Bruce Greenwood. He was very good as well. And I think that in the movie, he definitely has more of a prominence. I don't want to say too much more because I don't want to spoil things, but in the book, obviously he's there, but he's dead. And in the movie, you see a little bit more of him. You get a little more into Gerald. So that was interesting. I actually kind of liked that change. The difference there, though, was because I think Gerald had a more prominent role in the movie, they took away someone else that was in the book, and I kind of did miss that character. I wish that they were still there, but I was fine with them making Gerald more of a character, because I mean the movie is called Gerald's Game and he kind of was absent in the book for the most part, so it was kind of nice to have him a little bit more in the movie. I really liked, like I said, how all of the actors played their roles. They all play them very well, especially Carla Gugino, who plays Jessie, because that was like a very difficult role, I think, to convey some of the emotions and everything while you're basically like this, strapped to a bed. It was good acting. I really enjoyed her. I also really loved how Mike Flanagan put a lot of nods to other Stephen King work in this movie. There's nods to Cujo, there's nods to Carrie and some of the visuals that you see. And then there's obviously a like a little Dark Tower, a little sentence that is said that is related to the Dark Tower. And then of the book too has a huge connection to Dolores Claiborne, which is also really fun. And then I have to mention the climax of the movie, which I won't say what the climax is, because obviously that would be a huge spoiler, but the climax of the movie, and even in the book, it's the same. It's the same. And it was very hard for me, because to me it was very graphic. When I was reading it, I was skimming, and even in the movie, I'm pretty sure I fast forwarded because it was just icky and yucky, and yeah, I couldn't do it. So to me, it was pretty gross. It was pretty disturbing. That's just like my personal opinion. I feel like some people wouldn't even be bothered by it, but for me, like the way I am with my squeamishness, it was a lot. So then let's get to the ending, and the ending deals with a character who is in the book. I'm not gonna say who that character is, because again, I'm trying not to be spoilery. And that was one of my biggest gripes about the book, was the way that that character was handled, and also in terms of the ending. I wanted the ending to be a lot more ambiguous. I felt like it was would have been more creepy that way. For some reason, the way that the ending happened in the book with relation to that character, I didn't love it. And they kept it the same in the movie, and so I also kind of didn't love it, but for some reason the movie did make it a little bit more appealing. I don't know why, but that whole character to me was interesting, was really interesting, and I like the way that they handled him in the movie. There was a couple of scenes that were definitely like cringy, freaked me out, that had kind of the same effect that the book did. So they did a good job sort of adapting that character and that whole thing. I just, like I said, overall didn't love the way the book ended in regards to that character. I'm trying to be vague and not spoil things, but yeah. So that was the same, and I didn't exactly love that. So overall, I think this was a pretty solid adaptation. I really think that if you have read the book, Gerald's Game, and you haven't seen the movie, you definitely should check it out. It was well done. It was well done. There was a lot of cool direction, like sort of, I don't know like director terms or whatever. I'm not like a film person, but some of the sort of visual like symbols that you kind of see throughout the movie, I think that were obviously intentional, were really cool. Certain shots where like you see Jessie in her current situation, and then there's also a shot of her in the past, kind of in that same sort of placement of body. And obviously like that kind of stuff was done on purpose. I thought it was really cool. So I think the directing was really solid. Like I said, they followed the book pretty strongly. They changed a few things, took out a few characters, but overall I think it was a really solid adaptation, and I really liked it. So obviously if you haven't read, or if you haven't seen the movie, you definitely should. And I think that you should still read the book though, because the book does delve a little deeper into Jessie in terms of her psychology and everything, that I think it's just hard to convey in a movie. So overall though, it was good. I really liked it and recommend that you go watch it. Alright guys, so those are my thoughts on the film adaptation of Gerald's Game. Please let me know down below if you've seen the movie, read the book. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. What did you think of that ending? Do you think the ending should have been different, or were you okay with it? I would love to know what other people thought of it, because for some reason I just didn't love it, and I don't know why. I think in normal situations and other situations like that, I would have really loved that, and for some reason I didn't in this story. So yeah, let me know. I would love to know. And yeah, as I always say in these videos, if you have any other Flicks and Lit suggestions for me to do, I would love for you to send them my way. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and I will talk with you soon. Thank you so much for watching.